Today we're talking about beep 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 breaking news. Theme music.
Two sides of the same coin.
That podcast is weird.
Hello and welcome to Two Sides of the Same Coin, the podcast that, for once, we're talking about the news. I am your loony host, Noah, and joined once again by, we'll say part-time co-host, Skylar.
Hello.
And today we're talking about breaking news.
This is so breaking that I walked in the house 5 minutes ago from work, and he said, we're recording. And I said, okay, why? He goes, you'll see. And I'm still in my work clothes. So let's go.
I'm still in my work clothes too. It's fine. And if you're thinking, if you think you know what news headline it is, right now, put it in the comments. And no, it's not the quadriplegic cornhole champion who shot and murdered someone and then drove away with the body. No,
That was a good one.
the headline is comedian sued $27 million for a Lion King joke.
Oh, no, I didn't see that one. I was thinking you were going to go. I didn't know why you would, but the Facebook and YouTube lawsuit that just was also finished on today. Yeah, they lost the lawsuit. Anyway.
No, comedian is facing a $27 million lawsuit for making a joke about Lion King.
Oh, goodness.
So the lawsuit, the person getting sued is comedian named Learn More Janasi. Also known, I think he was formerly known as Long John. He was what?
Oh my goodness! Is this the clip that I showed you?
No. So I saw. So this dude was literally on a podcast. They were talking about Lion King, and for context, this guy is a Zimbabwe stand-up comedian, speaks Zulu, and said on this podcast, I believe the podcast was 154. I do have it in it's called 154, and they were talking about Lion King, and his translation loosely from Zulu means look, there's a lion, oh my god.
It's a lion.
Yeah. And let me pull up the news article really quick. Lebohang Merake, or also known as Lebo M, the Grammy Award-winning South African composer of the iconic chant that opens Circle of Life, is suing comedian Learn More Janasi over his comments made over the lyrics translation. The backstory: the lawsuit stemmed from the comments Janasi made in his stand-up routines and in a recent podcast interview where he translated the lyrics in the Lion King's opening from Zulu and Xhosa, two of South Africa's 12 national languages. Janasi sang the chants in lyrics in Zulu on an episode of 154, a podcast that spotlights African stories and entertainers. When asked, he says they translate to, look, there's a lion, oh my god. The hosts burst out laughing, saying that they had previously thought the chant was something more beautiful and majestic. Lion King lyric lawsuit. Big picture view. Disney's official translation of Nans Ngomia by Gitu Baba is all hail the king, we all bow in the presence of the king. The lawsuit accuses Janasi of intentionally mistranslating the chant and devaluing the composer's contribution to the song by mocking the chant's cultural significance with exaggerated imitations. Lawyers for Merake, who performs as Lebo M, acknowledged in the lawsuit that in Gonyama can literally translate to lion, but is used in the song as a royal metaphor that involves king or that invokes kingship, and that Genasi intentionally misrepresented an African vocal proclamation grounded in South African tradition. The lawsuit says Genasi's comments are interfering with Merake's business relationships with Disney and his income from royalties, causing more than $20 million in actual damages. And the lawsuit also seeks $7 million in punitive damages. And the complaint also argues that Genasi presented his translation as an authoritative fact, not comedy, so it shouldn't get the First Amendment protections afforded to parody, satire, and make fun of artistic works. Yeah. So Genasi has been speaking out on Instagram. And you know what's crazy about this? He got served when he was on stage.
I saw this as too as you were talking.
I watched. He put the clip on his Instagram. He's literally telling a joke, and a guy comes hands papers. And he's like, "Are you serious?" And he actually, he got sued. And he joked about, "I'm raising money now on a GoFundMe." But it's crazy. If anyone wants to know the article that I read from, it's Live Fox Now. And also I don't know if anyone gets a little frustrated about or doesn't trust the article because it came from Fox. I don't know how people swing these days. I also read another article on the Times, and I'll link both of those in the description. Both of them say essentially the same thing. It's crazy. It's literally just an argument over interpretation. And it's $27 million.
$27 million is a lot.
And the thing is, so I looked up the translation on Google to see what Google would say.
I'm curious now as well, yeah.
So I looked it up, and it says, "Here comes a lion, father. Look, a lion, father."
Okay, so where did you get the lyrics from? Did you get them from
what?
The original lyrics that you put into Google Translate. Did you find them?
So I literally put on Google the beginning of Lion King song meaning, and then it says the opening of the Zulu chant of Lion King Circle of Life by Level M is Nods Ngomyama by Gita Baba, which means here comes a lion, or look, a lion, father.
So just putting this out there,
yeah,
I would try and find the 100% perfect lyrics, and then put that into Translate itself, because Google AI, if you just say that, Google AI will search the internet and see what the internet says the intro is, and if it saw that video,
this is different because that's not the translation that was in the video.
No, but it could be still slightly. It could be slightly wrong.
So you would know what's another thing that they said, or actually, if we go back to 2019,
okay.
Actually, I can tell you where this came from, this translation.
Okay.
Because Seth Rogen, and I forget, I don't know what the guy who played Timon in the live-action Lion King, they were being interviewed for the movie, and...
Wait, is Seth Rogen in Lion King?
Yeah. Not the animated one, the live-action.
Oh, I still haven't seen that. Okay.
Gotcha. It's not worth it.
I know, that's why I haven't seen it. Anyway, yeah.
The interviewer, she was like, "Do you know what that means?" And they're like, "No." And this is what she said, and this was almost 10 years ago.
You said 2019? Yeah.
And people, and he's not the first one to make this joke.
Okay.
And because
Okay.
like he's posted another comedian who did this like years prior. So I don't know why.
Just
Why
because
it's
that video blew up so much, I guess. It's
yeah,
finally
and
getting
I don't
attention.
understand. Like,
I mean, I showed you that video. I showed
Yeah.
you that reel. I mean, like
well, I
3 weeks ago.
and I might
probably.
have seen it beforehand,
And you might have
too.
seen that before that.
And I
yeah.
like sent it to a bunch of people,
Same.
and I don't.
'Cause I thought it was hilarious.
I
And I
don't
totally believed it.
How can this
Maybe I
ruin
said that.
his? Like, I don't know how. Like,
I mean, if he
Level
tricked
M makes-
Disney,
yeah, but the thing
Maybe.
here's my argument,
okay,
and I'm not.
that's Disney's
I
fault.
only speak
It's
one
fine.
language.
Yes.
I'm assuming with like Zulu and whatever one of the other main languages of like South Africa or Africa, I'm sure has to be so many different like dialects
Dialects
and,
and
like,
there's also
like meanings for the same word. or
meanings for the
different
same words, dialects, and sometimes even in certain languages, even like intention is a thing.
Yeah.
Like where we don't really have that as much in English, but sometimes words change heavily depending on the word before or after them. Sometimes you can add even just like context languages other than English get really weird
Well,
with some of them,
And
some of that
what
stuff,
bothers me
especially Asian
is it
languages
feels
that.
like it's. I'm gonna be careful. It almost feels like a race thing, and they're both from Africa.
Yes, but there's lots of different. Yeah.
And I know, but
Countries
it's literally like.
Yeah, it could be a
and
dialect thing.
Genasi, this is like his whole thing, and I don't get how you say that he did it like on purpose. And he's not the first. I don't know. I think it's crazy because it's literally over. It's over like a loose translation.
Right.
And I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't big on the internet in 2019, so I don't know if the Seth Rogen thing blew up back then.
That was pre TikTok and Reels, which is kind of the thing that this is the type of video that goes viral on because TikTok. I mean, 2019, you were post Vine, but pre TikTok for the most part. So you were really more YouTube and stuff, and stuff didn't go as viral on YouTube as it does now on TikTok. So, yeah, it I'm sure it went big, but I was big on the internet at that point. I didn't know it, but I wasn't also a huge Disney person.
At first,
either. So
at first I thought, I thought this like Disney was suing him.
Yeah, that would.
And then I read more into the thing, like more into the articles, and it's actually the composer. Actually, I forgot about this. Actually, there's an article about the translation of the Circle of Life, and this article came out when the live action Lion King came out on 2019. It's we translated Lion King's Circle of Life lyrics into English, and they're not what you expected. And
you said this came out in 2019?
2019.
Okay.
It was updated last month, but this article was published 7 years ago? Yeah, 7 years ago.
Yes.
And I'm not going to read the Zulu translation again because I don't want to mess it up, but it literally translates to English. Here comes a lion, father. Oh, yes, it's a lion. Here comes a lion, father. Oh, yes, it's a lion. A lion we're going to conquer. A lion, and a leopard come to this place. No. And a leopard come to this open place. Yeah, it's literally looking, or it's showing a GIF from the Lion King of literally Simba and Nala looking at each other confused, and that's how I feel right now. It's I don't know. It's just like, what's that old? I mean, I could just be pulling this out of my ass right now, but like, isn't there a phrase that goes like this? Words only have as much meaning as you give them.
I mean, sure. I mean, yes. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know if
Like,
someone
well, and I think
important said that,
I
but
think that's
sure.
how it goes for like Lion King. I mean, I guarantee you, majority of the world didn't know what those words meant.
Oh no,
But
definitely
like,
not anyone.
but
in the States.
it's an iconic moment in Lion King in nostalgia.
Right. So your argument is that does it really matter?
Yeah, I don't
essentially?
think it matters.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, it's the song's a song, and realistically, yeah. I mean, realistically, the whole idea was, especially in the States, it was just a African language chant song. Like no one really cared what it meant.
And the ththing is, what's crazy is Genasi like makes fun of Lion King. It's like it takes place in Africa. What's up with all the English and American accents?
I saw that too,
and
which is valid.
I don't know.
It was also
It's
the
just that
90s
fellow
and
like
2000s.
I don't know. You would think that Level M would like I don't know. Think that his stuff is funny, and I don't know if he just saw this as to me it looks like a money grab.
I need to dig more into the
that's
into the composer and how he's been doing.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know a lot about the composer except that he goes by Level M. He wrote the opening to the song. He's a I believe Grammy Award winning. It's crazy.
So, side note here: the complaint also argues that Genasi presented his translation, quote, as authoritative fact, not comedy.
Is that
end quote? So it shouldn't get the First Amendment protections afforded to the parody and satire that make fun of other artistic works, which is not how the First Amendment works.
Yeah. Did I not read that part?
No.
I
unless I missed it.
You might have.
But I would like to dwell on that then, if you did read that already.
Yeah.
The First Amendment, just FYI, and no, I know no one knows this, but this is talking to the listeners. It's not like a copyright law where copyright, doesn't cover parodies and stuff. That's kind of the idea of copyright.
Actually, let's take a moment. Let's read the First Amendment. Or what is it? The First Amendment 1791, I'm sorry, guarantees fundamental freedoms of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition, forming a cornerstone of U.S. democracy, and prohibits government restriction on expression and religious practice while restricting government-endorsed religion. Limitations include obscenity, defamation, thank you, and incitement.
Yeah, so unlike copyright law, which copyright law is pretty well, I don't know if it's necessarily exactly in copyright law, but in practice has been pretty lenient on parodies. This is why you have Weird Al Yankovic and he doesn't get copyright struck. This is also why you have cover bands generally can get away with covering a song that's copywritten. There can be some exceptions that gets a little more wonky, but as long as you're not using the original recordings, original vocals, usually you can get away with it. It's artistic license, essentially. That is not what the First Amendment is. The First Amendment does not care if you're pretending something is a fact or not, and that's a whole nother conversation about false, fact checking and false acting like something is fact if you know it's not. That's kind of a whole separate conversation that I don't really want to get into now, but that people have very different opinions on, especially the past 5 years. But as the First Amendment is written right now, which is valid and I don't think should be changed. It doesn't matter if it's presented as fact or comedy. Which I feel like
this is crazy.
I feel like in the modern landscape of the internet, I've noticed that a lot of older artists, and whether it's producers or musicians or movie makers, don't realize, like, they see things going viral and people making money off
Yeah.
of something going viral, like this, like a joke, and they take heavy offense to it. Like, wait, they can't say that. They can't make a joke at my expense. When it's always been allowed, it's just we haven't really been able to do it until the past like 5 to 10 years because the internet. Which kind of is how this feels, right? This
Yeah.
feels like an older, and I don't know how old Lebo M is, but this
Yeah.
feels like an older school producer not kind of realizing how the internet works. That like you can just say things, and whether that's good or
Yeah.
bad in your opinion, fine, but that is how it is currently, and the defamation thing's interesting. I mean, I would love to see. I'm gonna try and keep up. I'm sure you will
Yeah.
too. Keep up on this case because I'm curious to see if he can actually prove that he lost $20 million. Because if he
Yeah.
did, there might be a case. And although, by the way, not legal advice, not a
Yeah.
lawyer, might be a case maybe.
Yeah.
If he actually if he lost a contract from Disney because if the translation is the look it's a lion or similar to
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And he told Disney that it was this other thing, knowing that it's not.
Yeah.
And then Disney finds us out and then is like, oh, we're, going to either retract money or we're going to stop paying you dividends or whatever. Then maybe. Although in that sense, though, I don't see how you would have a case anyway, though, because he would be knowingly lying.
Well, see, I don't
I don't know.
even think it's that.
You don't think it's that?
I literally
You think he's just pulling number out of his butt?
No, I just think it's like I want to give him the benefit of the doubt
Mm-hmm.
and say that it does mean what he says it means, but
Okay.
there's
But there's multiple translations. type
there's
thing.
multiple translations. It even says in the article that the one word does mean lion, but he's using it as a metaphor for royalty.
Okay.
So I literally think it's just
I just don't see legal grounds for that. But then
no.
again,
I don't think there's any legal grounds.
But there's also been way weirder cases that I
Yeah.
also thought had no legal ground, and they were won by,
so
whichever
towards
side
the
I
end
thought
of
was stupid, so.
the article, which is sad, is Janasi says he's a big fan of Merake's work,
Mhm.
loves the song, and when he learned that Merake was upset, the comedian said he wanted to create a video with Merake explaining the song's deeper meaning.
Comedy, he quotes, comedy always has a way of starting conversation, Janasi said in another video posted on Instagram, which got more than 100,000 likes. Quote, this is your chance to actually educate people because now people are listening.
Yeah. This could be a good moment to educate people, but I don't think this is going this. Literally, Merake could oh, okay, I misunderstood. But seems like from what I've read in the articles,
I feel like we're past that if he already filed a lawsuit.
he's
That's not something you do overnight.
yeah, and it's just I would get 3 million or maybe $1 million. But 20 million in
$20 million
damages
is a
and
lot.
and
Right.
7 additional.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where I said I'm really curious to see if he actually has the ability to prove the damages, the 20 million damages, because I don't know necessarily if that means if he has a more legal ground in that point, but I would just be curious to see how that went down, or if he's just pulling the number out of his butt.
Well, because what Lion King made a box office initial release. This is not the total, but initially it made 312 million. So let's divide that really quick. 312 million divided by 27. He wants essentially about 12% of
The entire
Lion
box
King's
office.
not entire opening box office.
Oh, opening box
But
office,
that's
okay.
still a lot of money.
Oh yeah, it's a very lot of money.
That's I mean I mean, you hear people sue over like a couple million, but we're going to all the way to 27.
Yeah, so he's saying interfering with Merake's business relationships with Disney and his income from royalties, causing more than $20 million in damages. Yeah, so I'm curious to see. I'm curious what happened between him and Disney, because I'm guessing it feels like maybe there was a falling out that he blames Janassi for. Janassi for.
I mean, we've had this conversation. I already think that.
Very interesting to see. How that played out. If we do get to see how that played out,
I think Disney's already kind of a sinking ship. We can go more into that at another time.
Right.
Yeah. See, I think. I don't. So
I mean, for once, this doesn't really have much to do with Disney, though.
No, it doesn't, and I don't know. It's kind of. I think it's kind of crazy that it's just. Because from what you can see, it looks like there was no like discussion. There's just like, oh, you sued me, and it's just crazy. And vocal work on soundtracks to a film such as The Lion King. Have you heard of The Power of One?
Is that something else he worked on?
It's a movie.
No. Have you?
No.
Okay.
Or Outbreak. Yeah, I don't know. It could be. I'm not.
Power of One is a 1992 sport/drama film.
Oh.
Starring Morgan Freeman, Daniel Craig, Stephen Dorff, Nigel Ivey, something, and yeah. Well, the first two I know well.
Yeah.
Maybe Stephen Dorff. He sounds familiar too. 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 35% Rotten Tomatoes. 40% Metacritic.
We'll do more research, and we'll definitely come back to this at a later date. But I don't know. I guess closing thoughts. I'm pretty sure this is just a money grab. I'm hoping for Janassi's sake that he wins, because that's just kind of crazy. Literally $27 million for just making a joke.
Yeah, you have that. Yeah, that's a whole nother. I mean, that gets into the First Amendment thing, but that's a whole nother problem too. Because if this does pass, a lot of comedians could get sued for a lot of things.
Podcasters, like.
Well, yeah, and I would lump them in with comedians too. I mean, you don't have to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, that's true.
But
also, well, maybe not just comedians. Like, this literally could be just attack on like everyone's First Amendment rights. I mean, not to try to get political here, but if one dude who's literally from Africa can't make a joke about a translation to a song in his native language, right, what are we allowed to joke about?
Right. Well, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, with especially comedy was something pretty dear to my heart.
Yeah.
That could be very, very bad.
Yep.
Because currently, really, the only lawsuits I know of that have been successful, versus comedians are, very, very, damaging comments.
Yeah.
And not even hate speech, but worse than that. And some of them you can understand, but something like this, which is not that, which should be pretty well covered under the First Amendment, would be very interesting. So definitely we'll be keeping an eye on this. I'm sure Noah will keep you updated on this.
Yep.
I mean, these types of things can take a long time, so we might not see news about this for a year or two.
Yeah. Hopefully sooner. Hopefully this gets resolved.
Yeah. And this could also get set out of court, and we may never know what. A court may not rule on this too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that how that goes down.
Well,
but very often this could get settled out of court by both sides' lawyers, and then no one was determined right or wrong. So
yeah. I don't know. Our hearts and mind go out to Janassi and Level M. Pray for him. Let's hope that he has a change of heart, because it's just no one's saying that the man's not talented and made a great artistic work, but it's just it was just a joke.
Yep.
Please be sure to like the episode if you liked it. If you don't like it, hey, share it with someone who you think will like it. Please follow us on Instagram at 2 sides of the same coin with the number 2. Actually, I think it's 2 sides of the same coin pod. All the links will be in the description. I will put the articles, links to all the articles in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. It's a crazy world, a clown world, if you will. Well, I'm Noah.
What did Simba say to his dad when he was walking too slow?
Oh no. What?
Mufasa.
I'm surrounded by idiots. Well, until next time, always remember, Jesus loves you. Watching cartoons gives you class, and make sure to go outside and touch some grass. It is really starting to get beautiful outside. I'm excited.
Me too.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye.
2 sides of the same coin.